Hi, Kevin. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Great to have you on. I'm excited to talk with you.
Yeah, I'm. My apologies for last week. I kind of messed it up. Our
Oh,
first
no worries.
appointment.
It's fine. I know things come up,
All right.
so
All
that's
right. Cool.
no worries. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'll just give you a little format. It should take about 20 to 30 minutes. Just talk about
Okay.
yourself, company, kind of sort of the hardships of building your startup, maybe about launching on Kickstarter, how that was, and
Yeah.
then we'll go from there. I have a bunch of questions, but mostly it's kind of yeah. So I'll do a little quick intro on the
Okay.
beginning. That way we can get
Sounds great.
started. And then yeah, so in your company's you say Air Video? Air Video?
Yeah. The
Okay.
company Air Video. We call our product just Air.
Okay, perfect. So hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today we have Pablo from Air Video. So how are you feeling, Pablo?
Hi. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. So Pablo, can you talk to us a little bit about yourself and then maybe a little bit about your background?
Yeah. Sure. My name is Pablo. I am originally from Germany. I went after finishing high school. I went to the Netherlands to study. I did a study called Creative Technology. While doing that study, I have come up together with some friends with this idea of throwing cameras to capture aerial footage um, in a new way, and we've started and built our company around that idea of a product. And in the meantime, I've moved back to Germany, and from here we're now running this company, Air Video.
And then, okay, perfect. And when did that love for that I guess photography or filming happen? Was it early in your life? Was it something you grew up with?
Um, I mean, I was always intrigued by it, and I always found it fascinating, videos and photos of any kind. But I haven't really been super passionate about. I never had a super cool, great camera. I've had GoPros and I've used that before for like snowboarding and like the typical things. And the real deep interest and like passion with photography and videography kind of came about with that project. And yeah,
Okay. And then
that was
how
around about
long
two,
ago?
3 years
Yeah,
ago.
how long ago did you start Air Video?
We came up with the first time we ever considered throwing a camera was like in December of 2015. Um, then nothing happened for a while, and then in like spring, summer 2016, we actually decided to take it serious, and we prepared our Kickstarter campaign, and then we launched on Kickstarter in September, October of 2016. So that I think was like the official birth of Air Video, and then it took a whole. And we can get into this later. It took another while until we actually had the finished product and everything was for real.
And then when you first started the idea, and then when you I guess eventually launched a Kickstarter, what was happening between then? Like, were you guys just didn't? Were you guys all working? Were you guys not? You didn't know if this was going to be a real product. I know a lot of entrepreneurs have that issue where they have the idea, but they just don't launch. What were your thoughts behind that, or sort of like your
Mhm.
teammate?
So me and my team members back then, we were all students at the time, so we were just busy with our study, and that is kind of like the perfect excuse to do things to the side because as long as you're still a student, it's fine. You can do what you like. And actually, the other two original co-founders that I started with, they were all about entrepreneurship also prior to that already. So they started two or three other projects that I always found cool that they're so entrepreneurial and they kind of have this drive and this motivation to start their own business. But what like specific the things they were doing weren't that interesting to me, so I never really, started. But when we came up with this idea of throwing cameras, then I was immediately, oh, okay, this is cool. I can totally get into this. Um, and yeah, so then we were still students at the time, so it started out with just us trying to build prototypes, and they were really low tech. It was basically just like a foam football cut open with a camera inside. A lot of duct tape was involved, a lot of cardboard and these kind of things. And yeah, we were really just kind of playing with it and having fun. And during that process realized, hey, the footage we're getting from this actually looks super cool. And that was kind of the moment we decided to take it more serious and we're like, okay, let's actually try to make this into a real product. And I should also mention that we were kind of in a practical situation because we were doing the study that's called creative technology, and it's kind of all or a big part of that study is entrepreneurship. So we're kind of in that environment where people are starting businesses left and right, and everybody's kind of talking about that. And we kind of had a good basis through the study, and then it was kind of a no-brainer. They were like, okay, this is a cool idea. This is really fun to work on. Let's try to make this a real thing.
What did people think about when you told them, "Hey, I want to throw a high-end camera in the sky"? I would assume people would be like, "Would it break?" Like, what are some
Yeah,
what are some objections?
yeah. That's the biggest one. Like, will it break, and how? And if it will break, what happens, and this kind of stuff. And that's something we're still facing today from new people who find out about it. And it makes sense. I mean, it's a really good question and a good an important one as well. So yeah, the reactions are mixed. I think as soon as people kind of see the footage and they see what it actually results in, they're convinced. And they're like, okay, this is good. Yeah. Another thing that comes up often is this comparison to drones. Because drones are everywhere at the moment, and we do love drones. Drones are great for certain things, and drones are not so great for other things. And I think it'd be foolish to kind of say we can do what a drone can do, because we certainly can't. For certain things, you will always need drones. But yeah, our product has other benefits, and I like the comparison to a drone, but I also hate it.
Because I think even for a drone, I think it's a different use case. With you throw it, so I think the angles that you get are going to be much different in a drone, which is linear. It's sort of like a gradual movement, where you have like the angular toss. And you
Yeah,
that in the drone.
exactly. Yeah, you get dynamic shots, and one of the things that I really love about our product is that you're kind of in the moment. You're actually like doing it together with people. You're throwing it around. You're part of the activity. And with a drone, oftentimes you're staring at a little screen on your phone next to the action. The action's happening somewhere over there, and you're sitting there thumbing in your phone. So it's definitely a different use case. And yeah, drones are fantastic for certain things. And if you're in need of a very static linear shot or a tracking shot of a car moving, these kind of things, a drone will always be perfect for that. And if you're out about with your friends doing sports and action and running around in the park,
yours is more interactive with everybody around you, whereas a drone is the one person doing the thing and everybody's just like looking at it. Where
exactly.
Around, everybody has a chance to play with it, and it's just so simple to use. And it's like after we played with drones before, it's like, okay, press this button, don't do this one. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah, exactly. Ours is much easier to share with friends.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes it inherently a viral product or a good product, because people are like, oh, I can just share this with friends.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
And then can you talk to us a little bit about, when you guys decided, hey, we really want to take this serious? Are you guys engineers by background? Sometimes people want to make these like physical products, but they aren't engineers or they don't know how to make things. How do you guys decide, I guess, from serious product to Kickstarter to sort of the manufacturing process of it?
Yeah. So we did have a certain background from our study. Within creative technology, you kind of get a little bit of everything. So we get some product design taught in uni, and we get some business development, and in all of these aspects, you kind of become like a basic knowledge, but you don't get the deep insights. And the rest was really just learning by doing. So this was the very first time I just designed a product. So we looked at different CAD 3D software, decided for one, just tried it out, learned it by doing, kind of built our 3D design and tried out how this would look like. We got into 3D printing, so we were able to do some prototyping with 3D printers that they had at uni. And we just kind of like learned it by doing and weren't afraid to just try things out that we didn't know how they work. And at some point, we decided on a specific material that we wanted to use. It's this kind of EPP foam. We saw that, It's kind of bendy. It's a little bit like styrofoam,
Mm-hmm.
but also different. So we decided on the material, and we just reached out to the companies that produce that material, got in touch with them, and then these people are always willing to help you. You know, they ended up finishing the product together with us, and they gave us tips on how the 3D design should look like, so they can actually
Mm-hmm.
manufacture it in a mold and this kind of stuff. So I think as long as you have the balls to just try something out and learn new things, then there's nothing really that can stop you. Just
Yeah.
go for it,
Yeah,
and
that's a
you
good
learn
lesson.
while.
Yeah, because I think that's a good lesson. Like we always tell people, you just got to go out there and try it and ask people, and just hey, I
Yeah,
want to do this.
exactly.
How can I do it? And even now, I guess in this current age, I always tell people like finding manufacturers is even easier than ever before. Just email,
Yeah,
call them. They before was much harder when they didn't have email or phone numbers, but now it's
yeah.
gonna help because they know it's
They're so accessible. You can just Google. But for us, it was kind of we made the decision to produce in the Netherlands or Germany.
Mhm.
So that was even easier because they speak our language. We can just reach out to them and talk to them, even visit them at their facilities. But even if you want to go to Asia to produce it, you know, you can just Google or Alibaba, the producers, look them up, reach out to them, and as long as you have a somewhat decent business proposal to them, you're like, hey, I have this idea for a product here, we have prototypes, and we want to make this a real thing, then everybody will be really cooperative and try to make it work and help you out.
Yep,
Exactly. So I
exactly.
totally agree with you. Just reach out to people, and you'll find those that will help you.
Yeah, Alibaba it makes it so much easier now. Just email a bunch of
Yeah,
people, and then you're set. And
exactly.
you see this on all the time now here in the U.S. with Amazon and FBA. There's a whole industry on just Alibaba to
Yeah,
Amazon because it's just so easy now, and that's why like it's easy, but also makes products like yours better because when someone like yourselves on your team has engineered something unique, that gives you a competitive advantage that other people cannot replicate.
yeah,
Because you have your own suppliers, you have direct relationship with suppliers. Like I said, we said it's easier to find, but you have a better relationship with theirs because you've been there, you can talk the language, and that gives
yeah,
you an advantage. And we always tell people when we work with companies is you want to make something unique that takes time to produce and maybe costs more money, but you have all this press that people talk about something that's unique. Okay,
yeah.
perfect. And then can you talk to us a little about your Kickstarter launch, your Kickstarter? How did you guys decide to do that? How did you guys decide how much money you wanted to raise and all that sort of?
Yeah, yeah. Um, So one of the things that was luckily that we were aware of in the very beginning when preparing the Kickstarter campaign was that you kind of need to have already the people who want to buy it before you even launch. So that was something that was very clear to us from the very beginning because we also had the benefit of being able to talk to some people who did crowdfunding campaigns before. And that was also one of the tips that they gave us. Hey, make sure you have people waiting for the campaign. And that was one of the most important things we did. So in our case, that was kind of easy because we have such a visual product.
Mhm.
So the way we did it was we had this pretty neat strategy of just we would just be um, months before the Kickstarter already. We launched our social media channels, and what we would do is we would just every day we would post photos or videos that were made with our product, and we would just write, okay, this was not shot with a drone, this is a new thing,
Mhm.
and it started to get some momentum, and people started to become really curious. Okay, but this is a shot from the sky, like it's
Yeah.
photo straight down. How else would you do it without a drone? So people started to get curious, and we started to build some momentum. And in the meantime, we were preparing that Kickstarter campaign, and the moment we, for the first time, showed people the product and what it looks like,
Yeah.
um, so we were kind of like teasing it and announcing it. Okay, in a week from now, we'll show you what it actually is that we're taking all these videos with. And then the moment we showed them the product for the very first time, we directly sent them to Kickstarter. We're like, you can pre-order it now. Um, and that really helped us out because then we had a couple hundred people who were there in hour one already backing our campaign. And then the way Kickstarter works is that it's just like YouTube or any other
Mhm.
thing where it ranks the stuff that's trending, and when you get a lot of interactions and clicks on your campaign, then your campaign will rank up higher and be on the front page of Kickstarter. And that way we get a lot more people interested, and kind of the snowball starts rolling. So that's kind of what we did. Yeah. Just launch it
Yeah,
on social media.
so it seems like you guys have like some sort of like methodical process or approach to this.
Yeah.
When did you guys learn this, or did you read it online? Because most people I know sometimes would launch Kickstarter and just be like, okay, here's my video, and then are kind of wondering what's going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think it just kind of like made sense that, I mean, we also, as I said, we talked to some people who did Kickstarter before. So they were able to tell us. We did our research. So we really looked into Kickstarter and we looked at all of the other campaigns, which campaigns are working well. What are the videos looking like, what they're doing, what is all included in a campaign? Because next to the video, of course, you need to, you know, just be sure that you give the people all the information that you have and that you can give them, and be completely transparent and open about it. Because you always have to put yourself in the perspective, or put yourself into the perspective of those people who could potentially be backers. It's a high risk thing for them, especially with a product like ours that's kind of crazy and out there and could totally go wrong. So what information do I need to give to the people so they are willing to give me 50 euros and wait for 6 months to get this product? So that's kind of the questions we asked ourselves. We put a lot of effort in our Kickstarter campaign. We actually wanted to, we had like 3 launch dates and we were never ready. So we're like always kept pushing the launch date back until we were finally ready, and we're like 100% convinced with the video, and everything about the campaign was perfect. Yeah, and then we launched it, and we're just like promoting it, reaching out to media. So it's not that you launch this on Kickstarter and everything happens by themselves. Like, you really need to, every single day, we were contacting blogs and websites and people who have GoPros, and putting a lot of manual labor into getting this campaign to grow bigger. In terms of the money we needed, it was really like a rough estimate. So at the time before we launched the campaign, we were already in touch with the manufacturer. We kind of had prepared everything, and we got a quote for them for the molding. And there's like several pieces to our product, so there's a couple of different molds. So we're just kind of like adding those costs up and putting in a little bit of a buffer, and then we're kind of trying to estimate how much money we would need for software and other stuff. But it was really a rough estimate, and we ended up getting to a number that was 70,000 euros. In the end, we got 123,000, but like, it was really lucky that we got, because 70,000 would not have been enough. We definitely spent more money than we thought. So we were lucky that we got more than 70,000, because with just 70,000, it would have been really close. Yeah. So maybe that's also a piece of advice. Like, ask for more money than you see, because there's always stuff that comes up that you didn't calculate.
There's always stuff, and even just running the business. I don't think people sometimes realize, as an entrepreneur, how much software costs nowadays. Just running your own websites, processing credit cards, like even something like Kickstarter, they take a fee on that because they process the credit card.
Exactly. Just like they take a big fee. That's actually really substantial. So that's also something that you have to calculate in. Of course, they take a fee, and then the credit card provider takes another fee.
Any sort of little fee, like a lot of entrepreneurs forget, even when. So we do a lot of e-commerce websites, and we tell Shopify takes a fee, and then there's also like credit card fee, and that's just money that you'll never see, and people only see the raw price. But then when it's $50 or 50 euros, it's like you're maybe getting 40 to 45, depending on all the subscription stuff that you're paying for the items.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. And then sort of last question on Kickstarter is, after it ended, how did your team feel? Like, I'm guessing that's when you guys are like, okay, we just got over 100,000 euros. Time for the real work to start.
And
exactly.
That was when it actually started to become really serious, because then all of a sudden, I mean, also to put it in perspective, I'm still a student, and 100,000 euros is crazy amount of money to be, and it comes with a lot of responsibility, because it's not only that you get 100,000 euros, it's also that you get 2,000 people waiting on you.
Mhm.
They're in your neck. They're like, we want this product now. We paid for it. And that puts a huge amount of pressure on you, and makes the whole thing really real. All of a sudden, you're like, okay, now I need to deliver. Now I need to actually make this product. So then the real work started. Yeah, we got our molds done, and yeah, and then also the first real, problems arise, and there's things that go wrong, and you start to make this product, and then you go to the producer and you get the very first ones that come out of the mold, and you try them out, and all of a sudden they break way too easily. You're like, oh shit, there's 2,000 people waiting. Can I curse on this? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
you can. Yeah.
okay, cool. So yeah, we're like, there were some scary moments, a lot of ups and downs, and things don't work out the way you thought they would, and everything takes longer, and then people are uh, are on you all the time,
Mhm.
writing emails. Hey, when am I gonna get this? And you're like, okay, hold on, we need to figure some stuff out. There's things going wrong, and then you need to communicate to the backers. So it's stressful times, but also like really cool times, because so much stuff is happening, and you're trying to make this product into a real thing. Um, yeah,
Yeah, because sometimes like urgency and timelines help you guys get better and quicker and faster. Um,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. So if we wouldn't have had the 2,000 people waiting for the product,
Mhm.
it for sure wouldn't have happened that quickly. And I say quickly in
Yeah.
quotation marks, because everybody who backed our campaign knows that we
Yeah.
were delayed by 6 months, you know.
Yeah.
But if we wouldn't have had that pressure, it would have been a much longer process for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Deadlines are always good. Like it's annoying sometimes to have deadlines, but they make you it constraints and deadlines, I think, make you more creative. It's kind of like
yeah,
with anything. It's like when you have no cash, when you have no money, you have to be creative with marketing. Like versus
yeah,
millions of dollars, you can just sort of say, "Hey, we're just going to spend it on X, X, and X." But when
yeah,
you have no money, that's when you have to think, "Okay, me as an entrepreneur, how do I make money?" Because most companies out there, I always tell people, almost 99% of the companies never raise funding. It's that 1% that you hear that raise funding, and
yeah,
that's sort of what people think about. But most companies survive without ever raising a dollar. It's the founders taking their cash from their pocket and saying, "Let me put it into my business."
yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
And I think that's the most healthy way to do it,
Yeah.
and also the most fun, because you can just you have all the power to it, and you
Mhm.
don't have any investor that you need to report to and make sure he's happy, and all of these things that come with
Yeah. And
having
also,
an
I think your
investor.
employees. I think you also too your employees can appreciate that it's your money, and they want to work for you because they believe in your idea, and they're not just wasting random money that is just there for to spend. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the crowdfunding is a really great place to start,
yeah.
um, because yeah, you're able to raise some money
Mhm.
by just getting pre-orders basically.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
pre-orders. Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, people think Kickstarter is like a raising money, but it's just pre-orders to help you.
it's just pre-orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody on Kickstarter is just giving you money for
Yeah.
your idea. No, they expect something in return, and they're really serious about it. Rightfully so. I mean,
Yeah.
it basically is just a pre-order, with the difference that you have this platform in between that takes a cut of it.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm already thinking about our next product now, and I want to do a campaign again, a pre-order campaign, but I'm not entirely sure yet if I will run it again on a platform like Kickstarter, because
Yeah.
by now I kind of have my own platform, and I have my own audience and customers and all of these things that I could kind of do a crowdfunding campaign, but do it independently, to where I don't have to, pay 5% to Kickstarter, but can do it by myself. And yeah,
Yeah, you have your own community, your own website that people will just find you, and even
yeah,
people maybe, yeah, you'll make a little bit more money. But okay,
yeah,
perfect. So I guess like now that you've done the Kickstarter, done everything like that, how are you guys doing today? And what's the kind of the future? You just talked a little bit about that right now with you have another product, but how's
yeah,
you doing right now since the launch
yeah.
of Kickstarter?
So since the launch on Kickstarter, a lot of stuff has happened, also team-wise. So actually, all of the other original co-founders that I initially started with have actually left the project to pursue other things. Not because they didn't like it anymore, but more because they had other projects at the same time that were also interesting to them. So they decided to spend their time there. For a short time, I was doing it by myself then, and now I've kind of gathered this new team around me with a few people that will help me. and we've moved from the Netherlands to Germany. That has a bunch of personal reasons why I wanted to go back to Germany, but we're now in Germany. Yeah, we have our web shop where we do B2C direct sales through our online shop worldwide. We've just produced another really big batch of products. Just introduced a fourth new color, and we're kind of like at the same time we're looking how far we can push this, because we've sold a few thousand of them now, but we're 100% sure there's way more people out there who need to know about this and could buy our product. And then at the same time we're trying to stay on the cutting edge of innovative camera gear, design new products, make new things. And we're kind of in this transition right now of going from like a single product to actually making it a sustainable business that has more than just this one product. Because as you said earlier, we have this great advantage that we're the only ones doing something like this. But that is not granted. Anybody could come along and make a similar product. And the only way to really make this a long-term sustainable business is to come up with new products, make new things, really build the brand and the community. And that's what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have like what we call when we do like we call like a hero product, your main product, and then you have like other products you can sell because you have the customer base and you've already started to acquire them through your other channels, B2B direct consumer. Now you want to sell them more things because it's easier to acquire them. They trust your brand, they trust your product, and now you probably want more. Okay, perfect. That's good. And then are you guys doing? So I'm saying you guys do a lot of B2B outreach to stores, or like I know you saw you partner with FIFA. Is that, do they come to you? Do you call them? How does that work?
No. So the thing with FIFA, we're not really partners with FIFA, but FIFA or whatever marketing agency they have who promoting their new video game, or making the video about it, they just reached out because they wanted to use our product for specific shots. So these are kind of like our most well-known customers. These production companies who use it for actually cool things. We've had our product being used at this FIFA ad, but also for an ad for Nike. We've been used in the Red Bull cliff diving, so we're kind of diving into that quite literally. And all sorts of really cool customers. But in terms of like B2B and this kind of stuff, we've just recently started to consider that more and more. So ever since the Kickstarter campaign, we're getting emails and phone calls from people who sell GoPro accessories and who have some kind of distribution network or retail stores, and they all want to sell our product. And by now we've kind of like pushed them all back. We're like, hey, we're the only ones selling this through our website. We don't need any of you. But now when things are we're trying to scale it up a little bit. We're starting to consider more and more B2B relationships like that. We've just recently, earlier this year, been at our first ever like trade show, and we've had great resonance there from distributors and retailers who are interested in selling our product. So we're kind of thinking about that right now, and putting our antennas out and getting a feel for how that world works. One of the things regarding that is that we don't have the production or like the manufacturing capabilities to really make thousands of units within a few weeks now. So it all takes a little bit of time still. So that's one of the things we have to keep in mind, but we definitely want to get into that world and eventually want to, get our product into like the shelves of retail stores and other online shops.
Because I think like what you're talking about is funny because it's sort of the life cycle of B2C companies and then it's like you struggle, you say so much of, hey, I only sell my store. And then as you want to scale, you realize you do need these B2B partnerships because then they really help. And also I think you probably realize is when these B2B companies come to you, they just give you like an influx of cash that you can use to grow the brand, and sort of you get that cash flow that really helps. And it's also more recurring, especially if you can help, especially they sell over. So it's like know that they're gonna place like a 1K PO every month, and then you just constantly get more sales, and that helps your branding. But yeah, it's like this. It's so funny because I don't want to do any B2B, and then it's like, well, actually, it can really help me out. It's partnerships really,
Yeah,
and trade shows I think are the best. We always tell our brands go to trade shows because you're going to get discovered by these people that just have stores that they want your product, like, and you
yeah,
sell them, and you don't have to spend money advertising. And if they keep going, they're going to keep
yeah.
buying from you. And
That's exactly right. The trade show, it was the first time we ever went to a trade show, and it was huge. So many interesting people that we got to know, and I think, I mean, for us, it was ideal because we were at the perfect kind of trade show. It
yeah,
was this the overall theme. We were at ISPO Germany, um, which is just a trade show for sports related products.
yeah, you have, yeah, it's, well, yeah, when we say trade shows, you need to go one that's niche specific to what you're selling and what it
Yeah,
makes sense for you. Not like, yeah, I tell people, like, don't just go to any random trade show just to go to one. It needs to make
yeah,
sense, because if you go there and it doesn't make sense, you're just going to waste your time, booth
yeah,
money, and just your like, product that you're going to have to carry over. Okay,
exactly.
perfect. Okay, so two more questions for you.
All right.
Okay. And then, okay, so what do you enjoy most about your day-to-day management? And then also, what don't you enjoy the most?
Yeah. Um, I think one of the things I enjoy the most are just that every day is new and every day is different, and there's so much stuff happening at the same time, and I see progress every day. Like new things are happening, and the business, if I would look from a bird's eye perspective on like my life and my life as this business owner, it was radically different 6 months ago. And 6 months prior to that, it was radically different. So it's constantly changing. There's constantly stuff happening. Um, I'm getting to know so many interesting people and businesses, and I'm learning crazy amounts. So I think I've learned in like 2 years of running this business, I've learned more than my whole life before
Yeah.
that. So that's definitely one of the things I enjoy most. Um, now the second question was, what are the things I least
Don't
enjoy,
enjoy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't enjoy. Um, Probably the stress,
Hmm.
responsibility, the fact that there is never an end. Like I cannot just, go home at 6 p.m. and be like, all right, that's it for today. Did my job. Like, no, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like it continues 24 hours a day. Um, I make this, or like I I imagine this illusion that I can just, go to my private life and leave the business behind, but it's not the way it works. It doesn't.
No.
It will always be in the back of my mind, and even when I don't want to, I will keep thinking about it, and that can be stressful at times.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I was talking earlier today. I was talking to another founder from Spain, and I asked him this question, and he said, like, "What do you enjoy?" And it's like, "Oh, he's like the freedom," but like it's similar to what you just said. It's like there's freedom, but it's like you can't never really use it fully because it's always on the back of your mind. But yeah, you have the freedom every day to do whatever you want, but that's a gift and a curse. It's
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
nothing, and nothing happens for your company, and then it's
Exactly.
like, okay, like then that leads back to the stress because if nothing happens, it's your fault and you're stressed out. And then it's like
Yeah.
this whole never
Yeah.
ending cycle with yourself.
Exactly. And in the end, you're responsible for everything.
Yep. Exactly.
Whatever goes wrong, it's your fault.
It's your fault and you have to fix any issues and you have to be there in place to sort of give people advice on how to change things. And like you
Yeah.
said, a lot of times they come to you, you entrepreneurs, as founders, and say, hey, Pablo, what should I do? And you're just like, this is my first time ever hearing this problem, but
Yeah.
let me figure out what you need to do to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
okay, Pablo, that's such a good idea. You're like, okay, I'm hoping it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's a good way to put it.
Okay, perfect. And last question, second to last question, sorry. Are you guys hiring for any positions out there that people might be interested in joining, or where would they go to apply to you to work for your company?
Yes, we're definitely always looking for motivated people who can help us out. We're specifically looking for somebody at the moment who can help us with content creation in all forms and kind of do. We're looking ideally for this like all-rounder marketing person who can edit video, do graphic design, maybe do some web design, do some social media postings, this kind of stuff. Um, but also any other field. I encourage your viewers and listeners to reach out to us with any kind of proposal for a position. Um, the easiest way is, I guess, to either email info@airvideo.com or me directly at pablo@airvideo.com, or even reach out to us via any of the social media networks. You will always be either talking to one of the founders directly or get forwarded to one of us. So if you know our brand and website and social media, you should be easy to get in touch with us.
Okay, perfect. So Pablo's looking for someone to help them with their content creation, maybe social media posting, and then I'm assuming the position is probably available. But like I said, if their right candidate applies, they'll make a position available because they know they want good talent.
Exactly.
And then last question, where can we go to learn more about yourself or your brands, like your own Twitter account, your own Facebook page, or maybe get the community online?
Yeah. If you want to know and find out more about myself personally, I'm most active on Instagram. That's pablo.air. That's pablo.aer. That's my personal Instagram account. If you want to find out more about the brand, check us out on Instagram as well. Video. I'm doing these weekly update videos on IGTV. I'm diving into IGTV head on, and I'm trying to make that work. And so every single week, I'm uploading a short video with behind the scenes updates on me running my business and everything that goes along with it. We also on Facebook and Twitter, but most active definitely on Instagram. And other than that, airvideo.com is the website, and you can find all info there as well.
All right, thank you so much, Pablo. And like he said, if you're on Instagram, check them out on IGTV, post weekly updates on their business and how everything's going. So thank you so much, Pablo, for your time. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.